Okay, now we're coming to a conclusion here, and for day 5 and Rise 1 itself. So I wanted to give you certain tips, right? If you're on your new journey of sorts, and you are, again, this is specifically for solopreneurs and the budding entrepreneurs. Okay, people who've been through this journey and are now going to expand. Maybe they have been through these cycles, but doesn't harm for them to listen to this. Okay, now the first element that I want to talk about is basically the mistakes. Right? Typically 5 mistakes even successful entrepreneurs make, right? But they don't make that mistake twice, and these are those. Okay, this is enough researched elements of pointers here. So imbibe a little bit onto these, right? The first one being, don't hesitate to raise your price. If you see your value is the purpose of your digital assets and the service that you're providing has and demand higher value and serving a larger purpose out there, please don't hesitate to raise your prices, right? Be as high ticket as possible, because you're selling your time, you put in enough time at the same time, and that will not be coming back to you. So ensure that. But at the same time, always remember the principle of give and accept, right? Give so that you can accept more. All right, this is more of a gratitude, but from a pricing perspective, you need to give more to accept less. All right, because over deliver, get underpaid. This will only raise your compounding activities on exponential level because it will go viral very soon. Okay, number 2, don't blindly follow any advice. Whatever I tell you, whatever. Now, I've been through certain formulations, so maybe I talk with some authority, right, scientifically. So, but that is always questionable. But if something doesn't work for you, of course, don't hesitate to bring it up and don't blindly follow it. Give the right reasons for it. Okay, so that's the second one. Now, when you have the right kind of expertise, right, and expertise never comes free of cost. And when your expertise, even if you're spending time for you, is basically a cost involved there. Cost where maybe your families can benefit, where there's an opportunity, brings about an opportunity cost, and so on and so forth. So never give yourself, a free ticket for anything. So let your people pay for your time and your expertise at the right level, and make that also one of your mottos in life, not to give things free. Okay. Focus, I've been talking about day 1. Focus is the only thing and the goals that will keep you going for this every time. You have a clear mission, you have the right goal, with the right focus, you will always make a killing out there and you'll reach the top very fast compared to the others. Now, give credence to the detractors. Okay, so detractors are negative or naysayers. Right? Now, listen to them. Don't get absorbed by them. That is the message here. Okay, you can read it through. Now, very key principle, right? I told you, around us always negativity is flowing, right? It's how you get your motivations high, by upping your vibrations and getting your emotion next level. So your perseverance wheel is always in motion, and you have the digital kit to do that repeatedly for yourself. But there will always be naysayers, there will be detractors, right? Hear them out for the right feedback in the areas that you can improve, but don't let them hurt your personality or your endeavors to the point where it gets negative. Okay, so that is always there's a thin line, all right? But since you're doing this course and you've come to this point, I'm assuming the smartness enough to understand where the credence lies and where the detractors lies, all right? And you take the right feet forward, and then you'll be successful again. Okay, having said that, now the next element rather, is how your niche and micro niche helps you in success, right? This we've discussed and beaten down so many times, but again, as a parting note on the day 5, I think what you should be looking at, your value prop, which is again coming from your mission, etc., should be very high. It should be like an elevator pitch. Okay, for people who don't know what an elevator pitch is, it takes about roughly 3 to 10 seconds for an elevator to reach destination, and maybe you have the right audience in front of you. You get only that much time to speak out that what you do, how you do it, and what you anticipate from them. Okay, so that it leaves a lasting effect for them to come back to you. So that is what you should always carry with you, and it should be very well established and right in your mind. That's why the cold card exists. Identify your ideal customer. Okay, we talked about funnel, we talked about how you create the lead to a funnel, and then you pinpoint the personas. That's the purpose of this. Okay? And you've done enough kind of research out there to figure out who your right customer is. Hence, you will do all the automation and all the other activities of finding that niche and show the persona of the audience that you want to look for. So you should be very clear of what you're looking at. Define your key indicators. Okay, I talked about the rise, the decline, etc. cycles. The key indicators typically come from your quarterly results, right? You have your budget plans, hence you're making one, and you have your details going into your business plan. Look at them on a regular interval to see what is not going the right way, tweak it through, and make it happen right for you. So that's your key indicators out there. And verify your revenue streams. Okay, now you might have one revenue stream asset. Once it stabilizes, you need to start growing the others. So you keep on creating your digital assets repeatedly. Go through those cycles of research, finding what is not there and what you can provide to help others. This is that element. And find your new revenue streams always. Once we reach to money spinning, that is, I think, the rise 4. You will understand how to multiply that kind of wealth that you accumulate over a period of time, and your aim should to get there very soon. Okay, so this is that. Look to your competition. Always know who your competition is, of course, because that will only help you, give you a competitive edge, so that your strategies work out well, more than better than what your competition is providing right now. With that, focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. Okay, don't see other person as weak, so you are very strong. That's not the way to look at it. You go inherent and do the tape mode onto you. Figure out what your strengths are actually. And once you figure that out, use it to your advantage. Okay, but know what the competition is doing always. And forever, education is everybody's paradigm. Keep on doing that. Never leave it through. Okay, the skills improvement and education goes hand in hand. Keep on doing that. I still do it. I learn a lot. I never sit idle. So that continues to be, and it's also my motto. Okay. With that said, I will cover one more thing. I'll take only a couple of minutes before I end up, and that is the Tuckman model. Why it is relevant? Because a lot of you will be using freelancers during a process, either from Fiverr or other sources that you have. So, having said that, the Tuckman model typically deals with 5 activities, right? It forms a freelancer, for example. You brainstorm with him or her. Then you normalize. They might agree with something, or they might not, or they might just accept and start running with it. That is the normalized mode. If they are not normalized, then you normalize them by coming a midway through, so that your work doesn't kind of hamper, and you give the kind of same result that you're expecting out of them, and never accept poor quality, right? So that's norming. Then make them perform, right? Incentivize them, give them enough detail so that they perform better, so that you get the best out of them rather than giving the best out of you. But it's only when you give the best out of you will they get the best out of them. Okay, so it's a two-way ticket. You do that, and then of course adjourn. Now you adjourn in a fashion where there's a gratitude towards a person, so in case you have to use the person again, and that formulates your ecosystem as a team, actually in play. If you want to work with freelancers throughout, if you don't want to make it a core system. Okay, now the details are there on the screen. You can take a shot and do. The relevance of this is that whatever freelancers you work with, try to keep them for a long time, because that could be your teammate which should be running with you at the right time, because otherwise you'll be hunting for new one and experimenting, and if you work in one round with them, it's like your partner in motion. You will know and they will know how you work and what you anticipate from each of you, and so the workaround times and the ETAs will be faster for both of you. So keep that going, keep them at bay, at hand's length, and that becomes the genesis of your ecosystem as well. If you're a freelancer, or even if you're a small business, right, you're required to work with a lot of contractors out there. So this is so use the technical model for that perspective and get to that level where you can make your ecosystem with the right kind of contractors that you like working with. This is also an experiment, by the way. You'll work with a few and you like a few, and some of them will not like you. That probably is a rare occasion, of course, if you're giving enough inputs. But keep the right contractors around you who have the right talent and can turn around and understand you very well. Okay. Others, of course, you beat with them. With that, we have come to a conclusion. So, finally, please download both the plan, the business plan, the business plan working template, the Excel sheet working of the budget. Fill it up with your goals as I mentioned to you, and to the extent that you know what you can fill up. Be crisp and to the point, right? So that this becomes your ready reckoner and your Bible for the next at least a year while you're tweaking it through. If you're a solopreneur, if you're a business person, or if you're running a business already and getting into that next mode, my suggestion is go to details so that you look at it quarterly when your reports come out every quarter, right? And then tweak it then. Okay? Unless you feel the need to, because something would have drastically changed somewhere. Okay? Then when we do a practical session in inner circle, this has been done in the course of time. Of course, will be within the time frame that you would have made it and you really pondered over this in those 90 days. But when you come prepared for it. Otherwise, this practical session will be of no use, and you might not be able to take too much out of it. Okay? Because we will actually create a result plan while we're at it, and your question will be answered right there. It might even extend further from that 1.5 hours that we discussed, right? So it'll be like a working model of sorts of coming together. Okay. With that said, the result planning will be completed once you submit your business plan. Then you can download your certificate. All right. All the best, and I hope this is useful and you will jump into your RISE 2 model so that you start working on a digital asset. And while you do that, you start tweaking your business plans and you become a successful monk eventually. I'll see you there for the RISE 2 session. All the best again, everybody. Have a good one.